Preining needs to make this. It's only 16 seconds as he goes on to his last lap now. Between himself and Luke Hartog.
He's at the final corner, as is the leader.
Well, that's good news then. Peter Mackay, new car, great victory. Same result for WRT.
Same result, yeah, a 4th win ever for Team WRT here at the Dubai 24 Hours. And for BMW, their brand new machine, the M4 GT3 Evo, wins on international debut, and it's a first major 24-hour race overall victory for Dan Harper, for Max Hesse, for Ben Tuck, for Faisal Al-Zubair, and indeed for Darren Leung.
And with the winning drivers, Dan Harper, congratulations, your first major 24-hour win.
Yes, finally. It's been a long time coming, it feels like, but I've finally ticked the box here in Dubai. Of course, there's many more I want to do, so yeah, first race of 2025. Yeah, I can't thank all my teammates, especially Faisal, his debut with us in BMW Motorsport, and victory. My first 24-hour with WRT. So yeah, amazing, can't believe it.
And of course, a debut for the new car as well. I mean, it's not bad out the box, is it?
No, it's not a bad debut for our Evo, and I think we've made all the progress that we wanted, and yeah, now we can celebrate.
Faisal, congratulations, a win for you and Omar.
Yeah, honestly, super happy. An amazing way to start the BM journey, and we always thought WRT had the advantage here, and I guess their record is for a reason. So yeah, just over the moon, honestly. I've tried to win this race so many times now, and finally.
You just need a brand new car run by WRT.
Exactly, that's the answer.
Thanks very much, Ben. Congratulations to you as well. It's been a fantastic performance by the entire team and a great debut for you here in Dubai.
Yeah, so that was my first Dubai 24. The first time back in a BMW for a number of years as well. So it's got a race of many firsts, and way to top it off with a win.
I expect you want to get back in a BMW very soon.
It's not too bad to drive when you do it properly. I had a couple of dodgy stints in the night, and adapting the driving style, because I drive quite a few different cars now. I'm very privileged in that position, but yeah, once you get used to the BMW, it's a great car.
Great, so thanks, Ben. And that is 3 of the 5 drivers. The other 2, Max Hesse and Darren Leung, will be annoyed by me in the
thank you, Nick.
Fermé.
Confirming then the top 3, Almanar Racing by Team WRT BMW, win by just over a lap in the end, as Thomas Preining did exactly what he needed to do, saving fuel towards the end. With the 8-second penalty that will be added, he is second place by 6 seconds, nearly 7 seconds, 6.5 seconds actually, from Dynamic GT, the number 24, the white, and Dubai light blue Porsche. Johnny Palmer alongside me now, looking back on that at the sharp end of the field. It was the 2 BMWs and the 2 Porsches for the longest time, and really any 3 of those 4 you would have picked for it, but in the end, with a slight fading of the Herberth car, it's SMP who come home in 4th place with their number 7 AMG car, who ran a pretty good race actually, albeit 3 laps off the lead. Quiet race for SMP, silent but almost deadly.
Yeah, I was concerned for Mercedes fans at about half distance, because they were struggling to get any of their cars in the top 10. So SMP Racing with some great consistency on the back 9, if you can have such a thing in a 24-hour race. They did 12, yeah. Yeah, precisely. Their second half far better than the first half. That might have been them just getting used to the car, although with the German backing for that outfit, the crew looking after the AMG knows it from back to front. The driver's possibly less experienced behind the wheel of an AMG. The BMWs became split in the end. Paradigm Competition looked like they might be on course for a podium. Great result in AM. With 1 AM, that was the priority, but they were toying with those top 3 positions for the main podium. But as so often happens with the driver makeup within this, it did drop away towards the end, but they won AM by a clear lap, by 2 laps in fact.
Herberth Motorsport second in AM, and Audi with Haas RT third in ARM. It seems odd to say that Herbert Motorsport, with a second in ARM, a win and in Pro-Am, and a fifth in ARM, they might actually be a bit disappointed with that, because the better of the cars, the Renault 91 car, the two Renaults in that car, was bothering the front of the field until quite late on.
Yeah, and yeah, it's again a crew that know this race back to front, and they've adjusted to the new rules, the new Code 60 rules, because that's the fact that you can only put in a certain amount of fuel with every caution stop goes against the Herbert methodology of trying to pit at every opportunity. So they've had to relearn that. However, great result in AM, and yeah, maybe a little bit of disappointment for the fifth place finishing car within AM, the 269 of Vincent Cole. But the other two, the 80 and the 91, were in lockstep for many hours.
Totally agree. Best non-German car, the couple of Ferraris in 13th and 14th from Dragon and into Africa Racing by Dragon. Those two cars just a minute apart in 3rd and 4th in the Pro-Am, so they'll get a local team, will get the podium. 992 Cup class, fantastic. Let's go down to Nick Damon, actually, because he's mingling.
Yeah, I'm mingling with the Indian superstar, but also with the German superstar. Max Hess, congratulations. You've got the car home. You've won the Dubai 24 hours.
Yeah, super stoked. It's quite loud here, not for us, but...
oh, it's for you.
No, it's a mega win. Really big thank you to the team at BMW, because, yeah, in the end, we didn't really won on pace, but we won on strategy and well execution. So really super stoked on the team that did it.
You look pretty quick.
Yeah, not the quickest, but we were quick enough.
Now, the important question now is you and your teammates, who's going on the camel?
We said Darren.
He's also won in the other car, his class, so he would also get a camel ride in that one. So, you know.
Yeah, there are 3 other drivers to find out.
You're not keen on camels, then?
No, I'm not.
Max, congratulations, brilliant.
The cheers in the background are for Nick Damon in the pit lane, and he's in the performance.
Absolutely, yeah. It's all about me, you know. Let's see if I can grab a word with our second place finishers, just over there taking a group photograph.
I hope you can hear this on the FX wherever you are around the world. This is not, as they do in F1, this is not canned. This is not being played in as an effect. This is genuine cheering for Ajith Kumar and his racing exploits. Nick Damon continues in Parc Fermé.
Wow, that was at the end. We hear that you didn't have quite enough fuel, so you had to ease back. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I had to save many kilos of fuel throughout the last stint. It was very tricky, and then obviously we also had to lose the lap. So we have to do 1 lap less. It all worked out, luckily. It was very fine margins to work with and very tricky handling all the traffic that way, but we made it, so it's all good.
Was it really a case that once the sun came up, the Porsche just went slower than the BMWs?
No, I mean, we lost the race when we had the contact in the night. I think like 5 a.m. they woke me up and said we lost 3 laps. So this is definitely where we lost it. I think we had everything to get the win, but in the end you need to do a good job as well, and we just, we didn't.
But a great team effort overall, though.
Yeah.
Great result. Then gets the second place in the team. Let's see if we can... There's people who are sneaking out of here, some of the winners as well. Of course, there's a large amount of camel action we're going to see. Oh, there's Darren Young. Let's have a quick word with the winner of AM. Darren, congratulations. You're going to be first on 2 different podiums. I hope you got enough hand luggage to take those trophies home.
Yeah. If not, I'll buy more. Sorry, my voice is completely gone.
Were you shouting on the radio with joy?
No, my voice started going yesterday. I wasn't very well, so yeah, it's been a real battle to get to the end.
So how many hours in total did you do across the 2 cars?
It's more than 10. I don't know, somewhere there.
Did you enjoy every minute, or was it a chore towards the end?
No, it was hard. It was hard work. But hopefully this is where the training pays off for later in the year.
And of course you got a big reward with the podiums later.
Yeah, double win, so yeah, happy days.
Great stuff, thanks Darren Young. I was trying to edge you away from there because I didn't want to get ill. But
last time we saw a driver on 2 steps of the podium was I think the first year we were here in 2012 when Bert...
Oh, no, he's on 2 separate podiums.
He's first on 2 podiums, whereas we had Bernd Schneider second and third on a podium for that. Just while Nick lines up another interview, just to underline the difference in strategy from Herberth, the best finishing Herberth car was the number 80, which is second in AM, whilst everybody around it had done more than 30 and as many as 36 pit stops. Now remember, that doesn't necessarily mean problems. They did 25, Johnny. So not always taking the opportunity to come down the pit lane to take 25% of fuel. That's the best finishing Herberth car. Nick, go ahead.
I'm with Herberth, the GT3 Pro-Am winners. They're all pointing at somebody else to talk to me, which I find very offensive. So I'm going to talk to Kai van Berlo. Kai, you're the unlucky one who got the a great performance by the team. I suppose winning the class is really all you could hope for, but did you just hope to finish a little bit further higher up overall?
Yeah, we wish we were a little bit further higher up, but you always hope for a better result, right? Ultimately, you know, we finished first in Pro-Am, which was a bit unexpected in the end. The Mercedes was looking pretty strong and had a pretty big advantage. Things fell our way in the final couple of hours, and it worked out. So super happy, thanks to the Herbert Motorsport guys and the guys in the team that have done a tremendous job.
Yes, you joined the Herberth family, Herberth team. What's it like joining the brothers and Ralph?
It's awesome. I did with them a race a few years ago, also a 24-hour race, and now doing it again with Jake, whom I've been working with this year in America, bringing the team together, Jake's first 24 hours, being back with Herbert. We've been super experienced in this series, winning the championship last year, so no better crew to do this race with, no more experienced team out here to race Porsches with.
That's Jake Pedersen. Jake, we'll have a quick word with you, the new boy in the team under Kai's wing, I hear.
Yes, yeah, Kai helped me out a lot this year. He's taught me a lot about how it all works. What's that?
He was talking to the director.
Okay, I thought he was talking to me. Anyway, yeah, so I'm pretty fresh to the game, honestly, but yeah, this year Kai's helped me out a lot with just understanding the way I approach things and, you know, obviously his experience and everything. So, yeah, it's come together really well, and obviously, you know, this is a great way to start off the year. But yeah, that's...
And what's your program for the rest of the year?
As of right now, it's to be decided. I just got engaged, so I'm trying.
That's quite a difficult program.
Yeah, that's a whole program itself. So I'm trying to decide right now, but yeah, that's my focus, I guess.
Thank you. So Jake's program now is going. No, we can't. No, not how much?
That's a whole.
That's now we have our 992
different set. Of
hurdles, parameters.
No, but yes, what I was going to say there is performance anxieties of a different type. Yeah, 992, great victory and a fabulous battle throughout the whole race from Tierra and Red Camel Jordan.nl.
And it went to Red Camels and in. Rick, were the points of that race where you didn't think you were going to win?
I mean, it was a tough race, and especially in the morning, we made a few mistakes with strategy, so we had to fight back a little bit.
Do I need to have a word with Paul about that?
Sorry?
Do I need to have a word with Paul about that?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just a combination of bad luck and maybe the wrong choice, but it's just really small losses, and in a field as competitive as this, you immediately lose a few places. So I'm really happy that on the end everything went well, and we were able to fight back to P1.
It must be great to have a super reliable 24 hours in this car after all the problems you had at the back end of last season.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really positive that finally we can finish a race. I mean, the Porsche is always a reliable car. Last year we had some bad luck, but this year it looks like it's going to be our year.
John, I'm going to talk to somebody who didn't drive, but is definitely a winner, and that's Gary Williams. Gary, wow, this is an unbelievable edition of the race, isn't it?
This is amazing. We had never so many crowd, and if you look at the competition, it's a wonderful race weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it's many thousands of fans, both of motor racing but also of Ajith Kumar. I mean, you must be wanting to book him for every single race now.
Sorry again?
You must be wanting to book Ajith for every single race.
Yeah, yes, but he's planning to do Europe, so it's wonderful. It's nice to see. It's nice that the people, so many that enjoy. Normally Germany is a motorsport-minded country, but now we can send India as a motorsport-minded nation, so wonderful.
And of course, a fantastic turnout for next week's race in Abu Dhabi as well.
Yeah, this is a good start for the season with our flagship, and now we're heading already to Jasmine. But first, we're going to enjoy it this night.
Yes, I have to enjoy the podium, which is about, I think, by the looks of it, about a mile away in about 3 hours.
Yes, okay, we're going to the apex corner for the podium. Thank you.
Gary Williams from Creventic.
Yeah, thanks to Gary, thanks to all the team that have been involved with Creventic again this year to now get up to the 20th edition of the 24 Hours of Dubai, and this has got to be up there with one of the best, surely. The entry looks superb on paper, and there have been so many tales to tell. One of the big highlights, and it was great to pick up with Rick Breukers, was that 992 battle, because the 909 certainly will feel they've been in a thoroughly close race with the 912 Tierra Outdoor Racing that led many laps. Ut van Eindhoven put behind the wheel of that car to bring it to the flag, and Mathieu Detry with his level best in the 901, and the Ajith Kumar Racing crew, which have so many extra fans here this weekend. So a chance now that we've spoken to some of the key finishers to look at the entire still provisional result. That will become official a little bit later on, but now with everyone across the line and heading for either the first, second and third place boards under the podium or Parc Ferme proper, it's a win for Almanar Racing by Team WRT, making it the 4th victory for the Belgian squad WRT here at the Dubai 24 Hours. They had a couple in a row, 2022, 2023, then did not win last year, but this year makes it 3 out of 4 for a big race. So a dominant period for the Belgian outfit, and congratulations to their driver lineup, many of which we've actually heard from after stellar work from Nick Damon. The second place car, Pure Racing, really what did for them was losing about 3 minutes overnight after some contact. So the 92 car, which was there or thereabouts, finishing in second ahead of Dynamic GT, which led many laps but ends up third on the podium. Then the SMP Racing crew with their Mercedes, the best placed of the 3-pointed star cars, of which there were many in the entry. 991, a very ill-sounding Darren Leung for Paradigm Competition. He was in 2 cars, remember, and completed the race in the 991 car to take it to 5th position, but most crucially to the AM victory ahead of the Herbert Motorsport Porsche number 80. Another Herbert car winning in the Pro-Am division, number 91, Alfred Renauer finishing things off there. Then the best of the Audi R8 LMSs from Haas RT, 8th. Heart of Racing by SPS with another Mercedes in the number 27. And then Manamauri Energy with Sergei Nikolai bringing the multicoloured number 1 car home in 10th place. Outside of the top 10, 11th position for Gabriele Piana. They had a really up and down race for Winward Racing, cracking open a couple of stints from the Italian, which meant that car actually led in the initial stages, but finishes outside of the top 10 ahead of a 3rd Herbert Motorsport Porsche number 269, 12th. Then the first of a couple of Dragon Racing Ferraris. They were 13th and 14th, 88 ahead of the 8 car, the Into Africa Racing by Dragon car. Haupt Racing Team, Hubert Haupt, one of the most winning drivers here at this event, but 15th position for the number 4 car, an outgoing driver, focusing far more on team management from this point on. Robert Mao in the Huber Motorsport Porsche finished in 16th place in the number 20, ahead of Yuki Hokavuri in the Proton Huber competition car number 969. Then it was the 77 EBM Aston Martin, 19th position for the 19 car MP Motorsports Mercedes, and Rick Breukers just breaking into the top 20 with the Breukers family car and Fabian Dance winning the 992 division. Then there's a lot more 992s to come on page 3. Let's mention Kobe Powell's first of all in the Come To You Racing Aston Martin in 40 car in 21st spot. Then they come the second all the way down to 9th place in 992. So these are all Porsche Carrera Cup cars. Tierra Outdoor Racing in those podium spots so often and flipping positions with 909 and the 901, but it's 912 in second, 901 the Ajith Kumar Racing car finishing third ahead of QMF by HRT, who take the AM victory, 974. Ben Pack second in AM and the 911 car along with the rest of his crew. GP Racing Team and the 938 finish in 6th position and 4th in 992 ahead of the 3rd and final podium podium finisher in the 992 AMs, which was the Rabdan by Fulgenzi 971 offering. A couple more 992 Porsche Cup cars for dual racing by Huber, the Mutran family outing, and welcoming back Phil Keane to that crew, together with Theo Overhaus. HRT Performance Porsche finishing 29th, and then another GT3 AM car, which was the Mercedes from GWR Australia. Two more 992s, 31st and 32nd, HRT and Fulgenzi Racing. The only leader in GTX pretty much for the whole race. They established a decent lead in the Lippert Motorsport Lamborghini and never really looked back. So a dominant display for the 710 car. 989, despite its difficulty with the front left tyre, it stopped rotating after a brake disc exploded on the 7x7 racing crew, but that finished 12th in the 992s ahead of the HRT Performance car. So that's 35th. Then Mühlner Motorsports Porsche got to the finish. The winner in GT4 was the BMW M4 of AGMC Racing by Simpson Motorsport, car number 438. Scuderia Praha returning to the championship after a long spell away, and a brand new Ferrari 296 for them after so much success in the previous 488. 39th position, the 427 car, second in GT4, and the first of a couple of Seb Lajou Racing Porsches in the pits. So I'm not sure whether that actually completed the distance, but nevertheless 40th position is its reward. You don't have to complete every single lap, remember, in this championship. Third in GT4 was the Continental TTR Racing Toyota GR Supra, 41st. Treble One Racing finished second in GTX for the IRC GT. Car Collection Motorsports Porsche 43rd, ahead of Era Motorsports Ferrari and the Optimum Motorsport McLaren, which sat out many hours after a full gearbox change was required. The Speed Lover Porsche was 46th of Belgium. Asbest Racing take victory in the TCE class, 47th overall, ahead of the Razzoon More Than Racing Porsche, the Continental Racing Audi, and the second of the Razzoon cars, which was the 718 Cayman in the GT4 division. So that's the 50 places. And there were more cars beyond that. We got north of 60 for the race start, although a couple that were on the entry list sadly didn't actually get going at 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Vortex V8 51st, ahead of Hoffer and the second TCE car, which was another Asbest Racing Leon. Seb Lajou Racing's second car had real troubles, and the Treble 8 54th, ahead of the two Team CMR entries, both Ginetta G56s. 57th for the SRS Team Zorg Rennsport Porsche, the WS Racing BMW 58th. Team Parker Racing's Bentley Continental was a retirement, as was the 797 Rosser LMGT. And the cars outside of the top 60, these were the very early retirements. Team Motor Parks Mercedes retiring in the second hour and creating the second Code 60. JBR with a big off in the 990 Japanese Porsche. Come To You Racing and Tresor Attempto Racing. Neither of those cars were able to start this year's 20th edition of the Dubai 24 Hours. Every moment of it brought to you right here on the Radio Show Limited Network. So, Joe Bradley, the moment that perhaps everyone has been waiting for now, with the Camels being invited back to be part of the championship. This was a crazy concept when it was first brought into being probably 15 or so years ago, but it's a mainstay now of the Dubai 24-hour podium.
Would it be a Dubai 24 Hours if it didn't finish with a parade of camels with our winning drivers?
I don't think it would not these days.
Phil Hansen, who is a resident in Dubai and has been for the last 20 years, when asked the question, how much would it cost me for a camel, couldn't answer it. I need to ask the man connected to the camels, aren't we? What I want to see is not just the winning drivers up there. I want to see our own Nick Damon carried to the podium process on a camel. However, I don't think we'd get him up there. New process and protocols for the podium presentations here this year. We are going to be doing it in the Apex Gardens, which is across in the infield. So the camel parade usually finishes underneath the podium that is on the pit lane. However, the camel parade is going to continue underneath the podium, out onto the infield and across to the Apex Gardens, where there's a beautifully staged area, an atmosphere that has been created by all the Ajith Kumar fans has been unbelievable. I can only compare it to a football crowd with their cheering. They're lovely, lovely crowd, lovely atmosphere, and the camels now underneath the podium with some great shots of our winning drivers. Bet they didn't think this one was going to come. But yes, what an atmosphere that has been created by the Indian fans of Ajith Kumar, who has been a competitor of not just one car, but to start the week off in two. Finished the 414, the Razoon ran Porsche Cayman, that was the recipient of our Spirit of the Race award. The team worked very hard. The damage on that car was pretty extensive, and a massive, massive congratulations to Dominic Albert for just being prepared to crack on and fix that car. The question is, with all these Indian fans, Johnny, is, right, so where are we racing in India and when?
Well, that's the thing. That's the gap in the market now, isn't it? And there are so many fans eager to see a race a little closer to home.
Formula 1 was well received for a couple of years, wasn't it?
True.
I can't remember how many years the Indian Grand Prix actually ran. But there's a massive motorsport culture in the country. I mean, it's a massive population there. And they love their cars, they love their motorsport. And, you know, with somebody like Mr. Kumar behind it, I can't see why not. Maybe we need to speak to Gary.
3 years they had the Indian Grand Prix at the Buddha International Circuit.
That's right, yeah.
Early
Was that,
2010s.
where exactly geographically in India is the Buddha Circuit? I think it was near one of the major city centres of population, wasn't it?
It's officially in Uttar Pradesh, but where, as far as the nearest big city is concerned, I'm going to have to consult a map service. But clearly the hunger to see intense motor racing, whether it be in single seaters, the top level single seater championship, or at GT level, is there. So definitely a market potentially to tap into in future years. The calendar is set, of course, for 2025. It's on one of the arterial routes into New Delhi, to the south-east.
I think it was on
Racing played an absolute blinder. Interesting comments from Max Hesse to suggest maybe they didn't have the quickest car, but they did come home with the win.
We're going to use the other mic.
So treble 7 with a victory to make it 3 in 4 years for the WRT squad with their Almanar Racing backing. And well done to Darren Young, who was on a camel to show that he was victorious in one of the subcategories within GT3. Al-Faisal Al-Zubair, who's been attempting to win this race for such a long time, he's finally managed to tick that off. Ben Tuck, who's not known necessarily as a BMW specialist, but he was certainly a key component in that quintet, along with Max Hesse and Dan Harper, who've been established in the BMW junior team for a number of seasons now. Nick Damon has been requesting a stage as large as this, I reckon, for 10 years or more.
He has been waiting his whole life for a stage to himself like that. I mean, look
at the PA system, for goodness sake.
If you are still with us, you're in for a treat, I'd like to think. I mean, all right, fundamentally, it's a trophy presentation. But if you're not with us, why? Why would you not want to be? Why would you not want to be part of this? And there's a crowd building as well.
There certainly is.
Over the crowd.
I think he's very adept at playing to the crowd. Plays to our little crowd when we're not on air enough. So he's going to absolutely revel in this. There will be some organisation. Yeah,